So many people think right now that the Bitcoin bull cycle top is in, but I am a strong believer that we are going to run to much and much higher prices. But guys, I know that just belief isn't enough. So in today's video, I'll share with you guys exactly why and how Bitcoin is going to bottom out soon, and it's going to run towards brand new all-time highs in the coming weeks. The first reason why I think Bitcoin is bottoming out soon is this falling wedge right over here. What we can see is that Bitcoin is forming a lower high trend line, which has been acting as resistance once, 2 and 3 times right over here. Yesterday we saw another rejection. When we get the lower low trend line over here, guys, we can see that Bitcoin is slowly but surely forming a mature falling wedge pattern. And this is the only pattern that I usually am interested in trading. And why is this falling wedge pattern so interesting? Because this often marks a potential bottom. And when we go back to the 2021 bull cycle, and this is where things become very interesting to me, we have an extremely interesting fractal. Because during the 2021 bull cycle, Bitcoin also saw a major dump to the downside. After that first run up towards 64k, Bitcoin saw a major dump, and what happened afterwards is very interesting when we compare it to the current price action. Because also back then, Bitcoin indeed was bottoming out by forming this falling wedge pattern right over here. Guys, we know that when we are forming falling wedges, we can always wick beneath the lower low trend lines or above the lower high trend lines. We saw a beautiful falling wedge, we got the breakout over here, we even retested the falling wedge, and even though everyone was extremely bearish during this slow grind towards the downside after this major dump over here, the Bitcoin price bottomed out and we saw a huge run towards brand new all-time highs right over here. Now also sentiment wise, this is very comparable to the current price action for Bitcoin. What made this even more interesting is that after that first run up, after we formed the falling wedge over here, what did the price of Bitcoin do once more? It once again started forming a beautiful falling wedge pattern right over here on the price of Bitcoin. Once again, guys, during this falling wedge, when we got this aggressive dump to the downside and also this aggressive dump to the downside, the sentiment was absolutely terrible, and everyone thought that after this push to the downside, this move up, when we saw this crash to the downside and this crash to the downside, everyone thought that this was a lower high, that the bear market has started, and that we should have seen lower prices on the price of Bitcoin. But instead, the price of Bitcoin completed another falling wedge pattern and it pumped back towards brand new all-time highs around $69,000. And currently, guys, we are seeing the exact same thing. We are getting this push to the downside, the Bitcoin price is slow grinding, sentiment is absolutely terrible, and we are forming this falling wedge pattern. Guys, now we can still get another dip towards this lower low trend line. We can even deviate beneath the trend line quickly and then reclaim it, but I do think that this falling wedge pattern, just like the 2021 bull run, is going to form the bottom for Bitcoin before eventually we are going to pump it towards brand new all-time highs and beyond. As you guys know, I love to give away some free stuff in my videos. So for today's video, guys, I'll be giving away to one very lucky participant a 1-month membership to what I believe is the most authentic trading community in the space, Tribe Capital. All that you need to do in order to participate in this giveaway is comment down below for how long you have been trading for right now. The winner will be revealed in 3 days from now on both my Twitter account, you can find the link down below as well, but also I will reveal the winner through a YouTube community post. Before I get to the next part of the chart, I need you guys to understand something. Ask yourself this very simple question. When will the bull market top, and who is deciding for the bull market to top? We're talking about smart money here, the bigger players in the market that control what the market is doing, but more importantly, that always make sure that they are on the right side of the move. Now let's say they want this bull market to top. In order for this bull market to top, and in order for a bear market to start, smart money, the bigger players in the market, they will make sure that they are out of their Bitcoin holdings, that they are out of their swing long positions, their spot positions that they accumulated at much lower prices during the bear market, and they will make sure that they will be opening up massive swing shorts. Now, think about it like this. If they want to sell millions dollars worth of Bitcoin, maybe even tens of millions or hundreds of, maybe we're talking even billions dollars worth of Bitcoin. because that's how much their holdings are worth. If they want to sell that Bitcoin, they also need people that are buying the Bitcoin from them, or else they can't sell their Bitcoin. It's literally as simple as that. Now, let's say I have 1,000 lemons to sell and I want to sell them at a premium price. I need to make sure that throughout marketing or throughout certain tactics, the trading world moves fast. Make sure not to get left behind. Subscribe, smash that like button and follow us on all platforms. That I'm gonna drive the price of those lemons up because I want to make profit on them. So I don't want to sell them for a loss or for break even. No, I want to make profit on those lemons. So I'm gonna figure out a tactic that is going to drive the price of the lemons up, but also is gonna make sure that I create a lot of demand for those lemons. Now that is exactly what market makers are doing. They are moving price in a certain direction. They are letting price action behave in a certain way, which influences the psychology of the human brain of retail traders. And they can do that throughout media, they can do it throughout a chart, which I will dive into later on, of course. And that is something that you have to understand. So market makers are manipulating you into thinking that a certain decision is the right decision. Because what do they want to do? They want to make sure that you want to buy Bitcoin from them so that they are able to sell. And not only you, they need to do this in major numbers in order to be able to sell major amounts of Bitcoin. So how do I think that market makers are currently manipulating you in order for them to be able to sell their Bitcoin soon? Because I don't think, as I said, that market makers had the time and had the opportunity to sell all of their Bitcoin in this range right over here. But what they are doing right now is super interesting to me. Because what we can see over here is that the price of Bitcoin swept this high, and after this very clean sweep of that high, it broke structure to the downside right over here. Right, this is a valid break of structure because we are breaking through a low over here that brought us to a higher high compared to this high that brought us to that higher low. So a valid market structure break. Now, why are they doing this, and why do I not think that this market structure break is marking the top for Bitcoin? Because of this market structure break, a lot of retail traders become extremely bearish. Because this is a market structure break, guys, that everyone was able to mark out, right? Especially since it's happening on a higher time frame, especially since it's happening after all-time high. So what are a lot of retail traders doing? They are shorting the price of Bitcoin over here, right? Expecting a bear market to start, and they are placing their stop loss above this high over here, and then they're targeting, for example, this week over here, offering a decent RR for a swing trade as well. Or retail traders are panic selling their Bitcoin spot holdings right over here, anticipating lower prices and waiting in order to buy back lower. Now, how are smart money using this in their advantage? They're absorbing the sell and short pressure to accumulate even more Bitcoin, because once again, think about the things that I just said. So they're accumulating more Bitcoin. Now, the Bitcoin that they're accumulating over here, because they are absorbing that short and sell pressure, they need to get rid of that Bitcoin. So they need to find a liquidity area where they can distribute their orders again. So what are they going to do, in my opinion? They're going to push the price above this all-time high over here. Because what will happen once the price pushes above this all-time high? First of all, we will hit major amounts of stop losses over here. Like I just said, guys, a lot of people are jumping into big shorts over here with their stop loss above the all-time high and then targeting a major bear market to start for Bitcoin. So all of those stops are resting above that all-time high, creating a major liquidity pool over here. They can use that liquidity in order to sell their Bitcoin over here. Now, another reason why they want to push the price above that all-time high to manipulate you guys in order for them to be able to sell their Bitcoin is because if Bitcoin pushes above this all-time high, we are going to break structure over here on the daily time frame. And a lot of people think that because we break structure over here, the price of Bitcoin should continue, for example, towards $300,000 or $200,000. So what will a lot of people start doing once we push back above that all-time high, also taking into account the psychological level of $100,000 and a new all-time high? A lot of people will jump into major long positions over here or major spot gold holdings over here. So a lot of people will start selling. Bitcoin will get a lot of mainstream media attention as well. So FOMO will really be kicking in over here. A lot of people will be buying Bitcoin. And who are they buying from? From smart money that is using the buy pressure to sell their investments, but also to start opening up potential major swing shorts, starting an actual bear market to start. Now guys, once again, this is very comparable to the previous bull run where Bitcoin was forming higher highs over here, right, for the first all-time high. Then we saw a very aggressive push to the downside that broke structure over here. Everyone thought that the top was in. Everyone was shorting the pullback over here, right, with their stop loss above that all-time high, targeting lower levels and a major bear market to start, creating a lot of liquidity over here. And now this is something that we see so often. After a major uptrend, like we were seeing over here, or a major downtrend, that first valid break of structure to the downside, aka this break of structure over here, turns out to be a trap to induce people into opening up premature short positions, creating a major liquidity pool. Now when price got that aggressive push to the upside and made new all-time highs, FOMO kicked in. A lot of people identified a break of structure over here and either started buying and longing Bitcoin over here or upon the pullback. Now smart money used that buy and long pressure to distribute their positions right over here. Extremely similar price action as we are seeing right now on the Bitcoin chart. So one new all-time high, a second new all-time high, then a break of structure to the downside over here. Now I'm expecting Bitcoin to bottom out soon and to get a push towards brand new all-time highs over here. This is where smart money, in my opinion, will slowly but surely start distributing the orders. And guys, this can take time, right? This can take weeks, maybe even months, and it can push all the way towards $140,000. That's still completely fine. This is where a lot of people will start buying Bitcoin, but this is where we are looking to sell our Bitcoin slowly but surely. And slowly but surely also start looking for swing shorts, targeting a potential bear market. Then we trap a lot of people. Now we've manipulated a lot of people, and now we can potentially form a bull cycle top. Now one more reason why I think a bottom is close on a daily time frame is because of this daily bullish divergence, guys. We are forming lower lows on the price section on the daily time frame, and in the meantime on the RSI we are forming higher lows. And guys, the previous 4 times during the last 2 years that Bitcoin formed a bullish divergence on the daily time frame, Bitcoin saw major runs towards the upside. Over here during August 2024, we formed the daily bullish divergence and Bitcoin ran all the way towards new all-time highs. It made a run from $52,000 all the way towards $109,000. So the price doubled after that daily bullish divergence. Also over here, daily bullish divergence, Bitcoin saw a decent push up from $53,000 all the way towards $70,000 for Bitcoin. But these two guys, these two were so interesting, because over here the price of Bitcoin during August 2023 was forming a daily bullish divergence. It bottomed out and Bitcoin made one of the biggest run-ups ever, all the way from $25,000 towards new all-time highs, aka $73,000 over here, just after forming a daily bullish divergence. And then the 4th time during this bull run, so the 5th time in total during this bull run, after the FTX crash, the Bitcoin formed a daily bullish divergence. It marked the exact bottom of the previous bear market. And we all know what happened afterwards. The price of Bitcoin ran all the way from $16,000 towards $109,000 for the price of 1 Bitcoin. And right now, guys, we can see that indeed we are forming another daily bullish divergence. Wicks beneath this daily candle over here to complete that falling wedge that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video are completely fine. So Bitcoin hasn't topped just yet. We have the falling wedge fractal from the last bull run. We have the daily bullish divergence as well. And also, guys, we have smart money that hasn't been able to sell all of their Bitcoin holdings just yet. Now, if you do want to know more about what liquidity really is and how you can identify liquidity on a chart, there's a video popping up in your screen right now. The link to that video can be found in the description down below as well. In that video, I explain everything about liquidity and how you can identify liquidity on a chart. I'll see you there.